Hello and welcome back, everyone. I'm so pleased to be joined here by Sean Cairncross, the National Cyber Director. Before we begin, I do want to pose a quick question to our audience. You'll use the QR code in your program or on the screen to go to the Mentimeter question. We'll be discussing today this question that you'll respond to. To most effectively bolster national security, cybersecurity, what should governments prioritize? Investing in workforce development for cybersecurity professionals, combating organized and state-sponsored cybercrime, educating the public in cyber safety, or strengthening the resilience of public infrastructure such as data centers or power plants. So looking forward to seeing what you guys think are the priorities we should be talking about. But we're going to talk to Sean about his priorities as National Cyber Director. So right off the bat, I want to jump in because we don't have a ton of time. What is your vision for the office of the National Cyber Director?
Sure. Well, first, thank you, Kelly, and thank you to Meridian for hosting this. And if I could, just right off the bat, in terms of priorities, there's one thing that's in the works right now, and that is CISA 2015 and the reauthorization for that. And I just want to be abundantly clear that we are for, and the White House is for, a 10-year clean reauthorization of CISA. It's a foundational law. It provides necessary liability and antitrust protection for industry to share information. It's important for national security. It's vital for our threat assessment and response, and we want to see it done. So we're working the Hill on this. We're working with our interagency colleagues. We're working through the White House to do it, and to the extent that folks in this audience can convey that message and do some work to help in that regard, we'd love it. So just want to hit it out of the gates. And then let me turn to priorities for overall. The first thing I would say is elevating the office of National Cyber Director to the place it was envisioned by Congress and the executive when it was created. And that is, the US government has never had a single point of cyber coordination or a cohesive, coordinated cyber strategy coming from the White House. And it is a goal of ours to get this office there. And so we are working, as I say, collaboratively with the National Security Council, with our interagency colleagues, with Homeland and CISA, with the FBI, across the spectrum to communicate. And as we get moving toward rolling out a new national strategy, to do that together so we have as high an impact in this strategic environment as possible. So that's thing one. Moving from there on to our substantive priorities, really, thing one is resetting the risk calculus of our adversaries and shaping their behavior in this space. To date, I don't think the United States has done a terrific job of sending the signal, in particular to China, that their behavior in this space is unacceptable. It's meant to do us harm. It sits on our critical infrastructure systems. And threatens chaos. It tries to put us in strategic dilemmas that impact our decision making. And that is something that is scaling. It is something that is seen as cost-free, I think, across the ocean. And that is something that needs to be reset so that there is strategic stability in this domain. And we intend to do that. As this audience knows, President Trump is not here to do things the way that they have been done in the past. The president is very forward-leaning. He is looking for ways to do things differently, ways to have impact, and ways to change the paradigm to put America first. And we, as an administration, intend to do that in cyberspace.
Well, you've teed me up perfectly for my next question, but I did want to see if we can pop back to our poll results. It looks like resilience of public infrastructure is taking the lead right now as the priority that this room is thinking about. But so you mentioned the National Cyber Strategy, and I know you're working on that right now. Can you preview some of the key priorities that we can expect to see in that, beyond what you've already kind of talked about?
Sure. Well, first, since we're throwing the poll up, let me hit the critical infrastructure side. Obviously, as part of this, we're very aware that the critical infrastructure in the United States is primarily overseen by private industry and run by private industry. And so that partnership, setting that partnership in as collaborative a way as we can is a priority to us. And so there are a few things I think that entails. Obviously, on the private sector side, secure and privacy by design and the correct amount of resources being dedicated to the assets that need protecting across critical infrastructure sectors is important. And we want to work to elevate this in boardrooms so that it is a real priority, that is not a secondary priority, that's not left to the IT department, that this is a CEO level engagement and resources are being directed to do that. In partnership with the government, what we can do from our side is work with industry to streamline the regulatory regime. And it varies sector by sector, but what we find is in many places, what exists is essentially a compliance checklist, whether it's redundant or not targeted toward not optimizing industry's ability to prioritize on the assets that it needs to protect. And so working with industry to identify where those friction points are and eliminating them is important to us. And I want to make sure that the message goes out to industry. We have a team that is working on this. We're looking for engagement. We want to be part of a solution for you all that is a larger solution for the security of the United States. So there's a lot of work that's going into the critical infrastructure sector as well. You had a second part to that question.
The National Cyber Strategy.
Yes.
Anything you want to preview for us?
Yeah, well, I'd say a couple of things. The first is I am very interested in practical solutions to things. And so we are going to roll out a strategy. It is not going to be a 100-page document that has charts and every detail is spelled out. This will be a strategy document. It'll be setting the posture of the United States in this domain and things that we are driving toward. And we will have follow-on action items that will be in support of that strategy. But across the administration, we are making a full effort to align our actions and operations and tactics so they link with a strategy designed to put America first.
Well, we have a pretty unique audience here in that it's a very global audience, as Meridian's events usually are. So I want to make sure we get to this question. Cybersecurity, as you know, is inherently a global issue. When one of us is insecure, we're all insecure. How is the U.S. engaging its allies and partners to align standards, deter adversaries, and promote a trusted digital ecosystem?
Sure. Let me say two things on that. The first is all of us globally face the same threats in this space. And there's nothing more important than our alliances, particularly in the Five Eyes countries, but elsewhere as well, in order to guard against threats in this environment. And so that's important to me. It's important to the team. We are working hard and collaboratively with our partners to make sure that that message is sent. But with respect to the diplomatic side of things, that is a key component as well. As we watch China attempt to export a surveillance state across planet Earth, what we are focused on doing is making sure we're working with our partner countries and working with countries who are striving to increase their cyber operations and their technological capabilities to push the clean American tech stack. And that is a whole of government approach. It aligns with private industry. It's important that we send that message and engage with not only partners that we have now, but potential partners who are looking for assistance and open to help in that regard. So that is a priority. Absolutely.
We have just a few seconds left. So with that last little bit, can you tell us, back to CISA 2015, the reauth, are there any key elements you want to highlight just briefly for this crowd here?
No, like I say, it really, it goes to the industry partnership with the USG that's vital in this space. We need, there are things that the United States government does very well, and there are things that private industry do very well. And without both working together in this environment, it will fail. And so we are looking to make sure that the protections that the private sector needs to share information are in place and secure, and that there is certainty in this space. So, so the lawyers can calm down. But we need people working together, and we're looking for friction points to eliminate, and we're looking for ways to align incentives to make things work as efficiently and, like I say, have the most impact that we possibly can.
Well, it was short, but it was deep. Thank you so much for your time, Sean, and thanks for coming.
You got it. Thank you, everyone.